Welcome to another episode of Walleye Chronicles. On this week, Willy May, better known as Wisco 3 Ice Fishing Company. We get to talk to all kinds of fun stuff, have a blast. Here is Willy May. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Walleye Chronicles, where I get you out of the boat or off the shore, and we come in here and we talk fishing. So today I have a special guest with me. He's a local gentleman. Well, not really, actually. For me, he's local. For you, he's not. He's from middle of Wisconsin. It's Willy May. How you doing, Willy?
Good, you?
Wonderful. So Willy, if you don't know, is also Wisco 3 fishing.
Yeah.
Ice fishing, right?
Yeah,
Ice fishing? Ice fishing.
Ice fishing.
Ice fishing. So you definitely have seen his stuff. Everybody's seen his stuff. He's a funny dude. So I've had a chance to fish with him a couple times, and I want to get in here and talk fishing. So let's get started. Where'd you get started fishing? Where's your first memory of fishing, Willy?
I mean, in Wisconsin or
Ever.
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 When I lived out by Seattle, we'd go salmon fishing and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I remember. And then once we moved to Wisconsin, my dad took us out for like northern pike fishing a little bit. And then I got in the northern pike because my dad was a big northern pike fisherman. Yep. And he'd go all the time after he retired. And I got in the northern pike fishing. And then one day, my one buddy was like, "Hey, you want to come out to Lake Petenwell with us for walleye fishing?" And I'm like, "I've never fished for a walleye. I don't even know how to set up for them or anything." He's like, "We'll teach you. Just bring your stuff." Got set up, started catching walleye. After that, I transitioned more into walleye than pike.
Now just walleye fishing. So when you were a kid catching those salmon, do you remember what you were doing? How you were fishing them?
Big pole. Use like those like little salmonberry, like little egg looking things.
Yep, egg sacks.
Yep.
Throw them out. Bobber kind of thing. Close down things. Catch one.
Let them float down the river.
Were you catching big stuff?
Kings.
How?
Go for kings. Like we didn't catch them all the time, but
right. You guys keep them, eat them, and all that kind of stuff too, or
yeah.
no? Yeah.
My dad would smoke them all the time. Had like one of those like little big chief, little small chief.
Oh, yep.
Little smokers, the old school ones, like the metal one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So nothing, just salmon fishing out there, huh?
Yep.
No, or were you on the coast or?
Puget Sound.
Oh.
Yep. My dad was a sonar tech in the Navy for 20 years.
That's cool. So you're always around water then for a while.
Pretty much.
That's dope.
But my dad's from Wisconsin, so when he got towards closer to retirement, he moved us back here to Wisconsin.
So what was the you moved around a lot then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you fish at all the places?
Yes.
What was your favorite? What was the other places you were at?
Georgia.
What'd you fish down there?
Bass. Catfish, bluegill, or they call them brim.
Yep. What was your favorite place to fish?
Probably Georgia.
Georgia?
Yep.
Why just a different?
It was warmer, and you had, I don't know, it was warmer, I guess.
How old were you when you were in Georgia?
14, 15, 16, somewhere in there.
So that's when you were running and getting in trouble too, probably?
Probably, yes.
So did you guys use fishing to get in trouble?
No. Never.
Never?
No.
Everybody always seems like we all have those people that we hung out with, those age we were fishing and fucking around a ton and getting in trouble.
Yep.
That's funny. So you moved from Seattle to Georgia.
I lived in Connecticut too for a couple of years, but I was like younger and
no fishing.
No fishing there.
Never got to fish the ocean though, huh?
No.
That sucks. You're in the Puget Sound. You're right there.
Well, that's kind of the ocean-ish, right?
I suppose if you're fishing salmon, yeah, you are. I mean,
yeah,
definitely are. Yeah. So then you come into Wisconsin,
yep.
And started fishing northerns. What made you? Did you like northern fishing?
Love it. Like I still love.
Do it, right?
I still love northern fishing. Like those are the two. Northern and walleye are the ones I target.
And you do a ton of ice fishing.
Yes.
You like ice fishing.
I think this year I spent like 88, 89 days on the ice this year. Like I barely worked this winter. Like I saved all my vacation for wintertime.
Just to ice fish nonstop.
Just to go ice fishing.
Why do you like ice fishing so much?
I just love it. I don't know. It's just the quietness out there, being by like yourself and move around, I guess.
Right. It is.
And I don't own a boat, so
that helps. It's a great equalizer. Ice really helps you.
Yeah.
So what kind of places out are you're over by Petenwell? So
Yep.
What kind of lakes are you fishing out there, and how are you fishing those lakes?
How do I fish them?
Yeah.
I like the deeper water. That's just personally me. I don't really fish the shallows or the mud flats. I usually try to go out by structure where the rocks are, the river bends, the deeper water.
There's a lot of weird places out there to fish, like just like of northern and stuff. You get a lot of like, I don't know what those are called, but they have a lot of like shallow little back. Is it like back bays?
Backwaters.
Backwaters up
yeah,
there?
I fish a lot of backwaters for pike.
Right. How's that?
Love it. I mean, like, what do you mean? I mean,
Like, how's like fishing back there? Like, is it
good.
The depth of waters? What
The depth of the water.
Because they're shallower, aren't they?
Yeah, the pike like to go like in those shallows back in there, and they'll chase fish. I mean, I fish like 3 feet of water with tip ups.
So you're able to get on pretty early though, right? Because,
yeah. I hit a lot of the backwaters on early ice for pike, and then once it starts getting thicker, I'll start working my way out for like walleye.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
that makes sense. You do any bluegill fishing like that or no?
No, I don't jig fish either.
That's one thing that I found out that I'm not confused about. I fished with Willie at Peatwell. Show up there. Hey listeners, let's talk outdoor streaming. What is the best outdoor streaming platform out there? Well, it's simple. It's Fixed TV. Not only do they have this great program, but they have all kinds of hunting and fishing shows along with some weaponry shows. So when you get bored and need something to do, get your fix with Fixed TV. And when you're done with that and you have that fix to get out in the outdoors, jump on therealshot.com and get everything you need to satisfy your fix. And I put my 2 tips in. I got a jig pole, and Willie looks at me like, "What are you doing, man?"
I know.
He's like, "Have at it. You can jig all the day you want."
Dude, I don't like jigging. I mean, some people love it, and to me, it's just like I don't care for it.
Right?
Like I would rather put my finicky foolers out or my tip ups and just relax. And I play on my phone a lot.
Right. What's your favorite? Yeah, that's weird that you don't. You never jig fish.
No, very rare. Like very rare.
Do you have jig poles?
No, I have all my poles set up for the finicky foolers. And they're set up just like my tip ups would be.
Right. And you don't drink during the day?
No, I don't drink.
See, all that's weird to me.
I mean, I every once in a while I have a beer like a Busch Light or a Spotted Cow, but I usually don't bring anything. Like I'll bring a couple sodas and some Red Bulls, and that's all I'll bring.
That's funny. That is, yeah. So what's your favorite? You fished, I think you probably fished every single form of tip up.
Yep.
I would assume.
Yep.
Break them down for me. What's your favorite? What's the worst one?
My favorite, honestly, is going to be the HT polar tip up.
Yeah.
They're just lightweight. They work. I used to be big in the beaver dams. I still got my beaver dams. I like the older beaver dams.
Yep.
It seems like the new ones, the quality is not there.
Yeah, they're mass producing.
Like my buddy just bought a new one and it broke. The spool came off because there's a screw that goes in there and it came undone and it went all the way to the bottom of the lake. And luckily there was a fish on there. Then we got it back. But I would say the HT polar one's probably my favorite. The second one's probably beaver dam. I had a couple Frables of the wooden Frable ones.
Yep.
Those aren't bad. And then I think my absolute worst one would be those Frable, the round ones.
You don't like the disc?
No, like the one from Frable.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I hate how the flag is just like it looks.
Yeah,
like it's up.
because it's always bent
know?
down. Yeah, I always like them because you could take them with you, just throw a couple on the bottom of the bucket, and they always are.
Well, I just got some of those HT Predator Pro ones, and I like those way better.
Right.
And I like how it's got a little tackle box on the side where you keep your little knickknacks in there, like those little bobbers and your weight and a couple other lines or something.
That's cool. That's the funny part. I mean, the beaver dam's been around forever, and the quality, the paint jobs are getting super cool.
I know. I've got one. I got the
couple
walleye
cool
edition, the black one with the walleye edition. I love that one. I want to find a couple more.
I walked past the Busch Light one at Shields, and I don't know how I did not buy it. I'm like, that is the greatest looking tip up of all time.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they do that. That Beaver Dam does that, where they have the different ones. Like they got the pike one, they got the pirate one, they got all these different theme ones. I think is cool.
Yeah,
and they're like the only company that does it.
Right. Yeah, and they're pretty cool if you want a little extra one. And I think it's fun because you have, like, everybody has their favorite tip ups. Like, I have the old school ones, our old red one and green one. And I'm like, you've caught fish on these different things. You're like, hey, I caught that and that. It's not all the exact same. We don't know which tip it was. It kind of sets them apart.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Like I got my grandpa's like old beaver dam tip up, his old green one that he hand painted. I take that every once in a while because why not?
That's cool. That's cool to have that with you. I actually left one of my kids' pirate ones on the lake overnight in an accident this last year, and it was a super cold weekend, and I got back and I was trying to get everything set on the 4-wheeler, and the tip up was right behind me. As I got in the 4-wheeler, it would have been like 4 feet away from me because I had it right out my window. But it was so cold, and I'm trying to get my jacket on, all this stuff, and I jump in the 4-wheeler driveway. I get back, and I realize it was still out there. I'm like, shit. And I didn't have any gas left in the 4-wheeler because I pretty much ran out of nothing. So next morning, I went out there looking for it, and sure as shit, I found it. And no one was gonna get out because the thing froze all the way down to the fucking spool.
Did it?
And it took me a long time to get that thing out, and I didn't have anything other than I didn't have a chisel with me that day, so I drilled alongside of it, and then took my pliers and stabbed at it for a couple hours.
That happened to me 2 years ago. I went fishing with my cousin and said, hey, pick the tip up up. I'm going to go do this and put the shack down.
Right.
And the next day I get a phone call. This Willy May? I was like, yeah, who's this? He's like, hey, I found your tip up. I'm like, okay. Like, was there a fish on it? He's like, no, but your bait was gone. I'm like, that's good. But the guy said he drove by and he looked over and saw the tip up there and the flag up. Right. And he said that, he looked over, he went to Quick Trip, and then he got his food or whatever, and then he came back and he said there was nobody there. We walked out there because I put my name and phone number on it, But
yeah, it's funny. I wonder how people leave shit like that, or leave tips out. It kind of happen more than we think it does.
I think it does, honestly.
Right. I don't have my name. I have my name on my my boards for trolling.
Yep.
And I had a guy call me. I lost one a few years ago, and a guy called me up and said, hey, I got your board. I'm like, oh, it's awesome. Sweet. Right? I just lost it in the middle of the lake. And I ended up asked where he found it, and finding the river. I'm like, how the hell did you get in the river? I was in the lake, but I don't know. Things happen, I guess.
It's crazy.
Right?
But I've transitioned from like old school tip ups, and now I switched over to all finicky foolers and all rods.
So why did you switch to finicky foolers? Is it easier to? They're
quick and easy to set up. They're all compact. Like I can fit the whole covers and the finickies and my scooper all in a I think it's a 6-gallon or a 7-gallon bucket. Mm-hmm. It all fits in there, and then my rods. I just think it's more fun to reel the fish in with a rod. I think it's more fun.
Right. It seems to be easier. Plus, you're not banging on your knees all the time, and you can stand up and fight.
Yeah, like I can walk up to it, reach down, grab the pole, and I can fight it standing up instead of being down there by the hole, hand lining. But that's fun too.
Yeah. Yeah, hand lining is fun because it's especially when you're doing. I always liked if you're doing northerns or something like that, because if it's cold out and you have the hand, you're throwing off, all of a sudden take off running, you got to try to get your stuff that's frozen in the ice, the little things, trying to get all that stuff clear. Yep. The smaller fish isn't too bad.
I don't know. Like when it's like super, super cold, I will run tip ups. Or if it's super windy. Like if it's super windy, I don't run finicky foolers. I will run tip ups.
Oh, because the wind. Well, doesn't the wind kind of jig it for you then, though? Or are you afraid that that line's going to freeze in the ice?
No, I've had my finicky foolers take off down the river.
Oh.
Like numerous times.
Oh, they blow away.
They blow away. And I try to pack the, pack snow around it or the ice, a little bit and try to pack it, but they'll just blow away. Like I've had it happen 4 or 5 times. Like even funny. This year I've had it blow away.
I didn't think about it that way.
And then you got the whole cover, those are lightweight, and then you have to when you catch the fish, you have to grab the disc and, so
it doesn't blow.
Hold on to it.
It's funny.
So on super windy days, I don't take finicky foolers with me.
That makes sense, I guess. I didn't realize you'd have problems with I could imagine the covers blowing away, but because I didn't realize the pole would blow like that.
Oh yeah, it took off.
There goes Willie chasing down his finicky fooler again.
You were with me, right? When that
I don't
happened?
think so. No.
Oh, there was somebody else. Oh, yeah, it was my other buddy. Yeah, he looks over and I said, my finicky fooler, and I look over and it was going across the lake, and he's over there recording me run after it.
And there's always time to make content.
I know.
So doing the finicky fooler, I've never seen you with electronics.
No. That's one thing you'll learn, that I don't use electronics. I don't own a Vexlar. I don't own the livestock. I don't own any of that. Nothing.
Just a GPS on the phone.
Just my GPS on my phone.
Right.
And then like I use my icefishing app.
Yep.
And if I catch a slot walleye or a big walleye, I will mark like, how big it was,
Yep.
and I know that location,
I gotcha.
and how deep the water is too. That way I kind of know ballpark.
So, do you like the Onyx Fish app?
I love it.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Yep. I like it.
What does it all do for you?
What do you mean?
Like, is there all the features with it? Are you using like all like crazy like?
No, I'm using like the hunting app, not the fishing model. I use the hunting one.
Because there's an Onyx one just for fishing now.
Yeah, I haven't got that yet.
Oh, okay.
I got the hunting one, and I just like pin the locations.
Oh, I got
like pin the location, so I kind of like know
I gotcha.
where I'm at. But
that makes sense. So, what are you looking for when you're going fishing on Petenwell?
what am I looking for?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like,
Sorry.
what kind of places to fish?
I usually try to go out to the middle.
Out the middle.
I got called the deep blue sea,
Deep blue sea.
so I like going out to the deep blue sea, and I'll make my way out. So either I'll fish on the south end, in the middle, or upriver on the north end.
And you're just fishing off the channels, basically, off
Yep.
the channel.
On the channel breaks, because Petenwell was man-made.
Yep.
So there's the old river system.
Yep.
So if you look at the electronics, if you look at the map,
Yep.
you can see where the old river system used to be, and you can find those weird bends. Or there's one spot out there where it goes from like 35, and there's a big hump, and it goes all the way up to like 15 feet.
Oh.
And I'll fish right on the back side of that, and fish right on top and right on the other side of it, and try to find out where they're at.
Is there a lot of current in there or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use big weights to hold like when there's current down there, I'll use like those egg weights, and I'll put extra weight down to hold them down.
Hold on. Do you have to worry about them dropping the water level at all?
Yes.
Like, how was that due to ice fishing?
Ruins it. I wouldn't say it ruins it. I mean,
But all the ice just lowers down right now. I suppose the shores get busted.
all the shores get busted. You're gonna have it's gonna be a pain to get on and off. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain to get on and off, and then you're gonna have fractures, pressure ridges.
Yep.
The water, like it'll open, like instead of getting a pressure ridge, it'll open up.
Huh.
And you gotta be careful of that.
They let you know before they drop it, right?
Well, they let you know they're dropping it, and they'll slowly drop it, but they'll drop it down like 6, 8 feet. I mean, that's a lot.
That is a lot. Can you fish after that, or pretty much not really?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You have to go further out though.
I gotcha. Oh, it's get better.
Yeah, because normally, like we're like early season where you was a good spot is no longer a good spot no more. Because it used to be 15, 16 feet. Well, now it's like 10 feet, 8 feet. So now you got to get further out.
So does the current increase then when the water gets dropped?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's pushing more water to the middle.
That's gotta be crazy.
So like once that starts like picking up, like I'll throw my line down the water, and if I can start seeing my line start drifting down, then I know that I need to put a bigger weight on to hold my line straight down.
Wow. What kind of size you catching out there? Big fish, small fish?
Big fish.
Big fish.
Yeah. I try to go for the bigger walleyes. I don't go for like little ones anymore. If you want to get eaters and stuff like that, then you go to the mud flats or stuff like that. You'll catch eaters and you'll catch smaller ones. But if you want to go for bigger walleye, then you need to go out there to like the river breaks, the deeper water.
Right.
I know.
Yeah, I can say I spent the afternoon jigging for probably 4 hours and had all kinds of fish. You can mark. It's crazy.
You'll see them.
The amount of fish that you mark. I mean, the live scope, there was always walleyes everywhere.
Yep.
And all kinds of fish, and they don't want nothing to do with anything.
No. Nope.
When they're ready to eat, they'll eat for an hour.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've learned too on Petenwell is there's bite windows.
Yep.
Like everybody says, like, oh, there's a morning bite or a night bite or all that. No, there's not. There is 11 o'clock. There's a 9 o'clock bite, 11, a 1, and a 3. Like it's literally like every couple hours on the dot.
Right.
And
it's true. He told me that, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, an 11 o'clock game, and then all of a sudden the flag started running for like a little bit, and then it was off for a while.
Yep. You got bite windows, and you get a bite window, you have like a 30 to 40 minute bite window, and then they're going to shut off like a light switch. And then like you'll see them on the live scope, and they will not bite. They'll just sit there, and then all of a sudden around like 1 o'clock on the dot or 11 o'clock, it's game on.
I wonder why that is.
And like once you start getting one flag, you need to start watching the rest of them really like close because they're going to start popping real quick.
That's cool. That's crazy.
Because we go out there, like, we don't get there in the morning. Like, we usually get up at, like, I go fishing with Ryan.
Yep.
And we'll get up, like, I'll get up like 6:30, 7 o'clock, go to the bait shop by 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then we're out there. We want to get lines in the water by 8:30.
Okay.
Like, we get out there late.
That's not terrible, though.
I mean, a lot of people get up there, like, before the sun comes out. I mean, unless I have to, I don't go out until the sun's up.
I mean, if you're not catching nothing in the morning anyways, what's the point of being there?
I don't know. I guess watch the sunrise come up, I guess.
Right. I suppose, I mean, are they early for the smaller fish that are feeding? You think, and the bigger ones don't feed right away in the morning?
We've caught some big walleye in the morning.
That's weird.
But most of our bigger walleye we've caught between 11 and 1. Or right towards dark. Like right at dark.
Do you summer fish out there too as well?
A little bit. Not as much. I work a lot during the summer, but
Do you trade off for your winters?
I trade off for the winter. Like yesterday I was on Petenwell yesterday, and that was the first time I've been out since ice fishing on Petenwell.
Wow.
Yeah.
The lake probably missed you.
It probably did. It was nice to get out,
Yeah. So you also you make an absolute boat ton of content.
Yes.
So what makes you want to make content, or what is there? Is it something you see? Are you just out there filming everything and turning it into content, or is there a certain thing you're looking for, or why?
Like, how did I get into it? Or
how'd you get into it?
How did I get in the content? Well, I broke my arm in 3 places.
Doing what?
Messing around on an ATV, rolled it, broke my arm, and they put me on short-term disability.
Okay.
Didn't have nothing else to do for the winter, and then they wouldn't let me go back to work until I was fully healed. Well, I downloaded the app TikTok, and then I started going fishing with my friends. I started uploading some videos. I learned, started watching YouTube videos on how to edit and how to make my videos better.
Yep.
And I had a couple go viral, and I thought I was this is the coolest thing ever, I had a video of a northern pike where I put it back in the water, no sound, no nothing,
Mm-hmm.
7-second video or whatever it was, 2.3 million views. I'm like, how?
Right.
And because I woke up in the morning and my phone said 99 plus for notifications, and that was kind of cool.
Yep.
And then after that, I just started getting back into it, and not getting back into it, but learning, and this kept going.
Right. Did you like was it the making the videos that you liked, or was it just the affirmation of people that are watching your stuff?
Both. Yeah.
Kind of cool. There's not a lot of, it's weird too, because at the time when you kind of came up, there wasn't a lot of ice fishing stuff out there either. And there wasn't a lot of people that are putting ice fishing stuff out and just
no, not really.
See something different.
Yeah, seeing stuff different. A lot of people don't see that, especially people down south or where wherever. More about northern climate thing.
Right. Everything's bass fishing, seems like.
Yeah.
So you started to make the first videos, and you just kept making them.
Kept making them. And then I kept tagging companies in the videos. And then I had Aaron from HT Enterprises reach out to me and was like, hey, I want to come talk to you. I'm like, okay. So I went down, met him at the Ice Expo, met him, and he was telling me, what I should do next.
Yep.
What I should do. Next thing you know, I changed my name on TikTok because I was using my name. And then I was trying to come up with a new name.
Yep.
And then I typed in Wisco, and it was taken. And then 3 is one of my lucky numbers, so I typed in 3, and it was available. So I just took it.
Let's go through ice fishing.
Yeah.
Was born. And then
born.
How many videos do you do a day?
Videos that I upload?
Yeah.
I try to do at least 3 a day, 2 to 3. And I do, put pictures out there too. I try to be consistent.
Yep.
Obviously there's some days where, this winter I was super sick. I didn't post anything for 3 days.
Yeah. How do you come up with enough content? Put out 3 videos every fucking day.
I don't know. I just when we went fishing yesterday, I was that's why I like tip up fishing and that kind of fishing is because I can make more content while I'm there. I'm taking pictures, and then I'm taking videos, and then I don't post everything right away. I save them in a folder for a rainy day.
Yep.
and then I just dig through them.
Yeah, and this is how you have.
Or
ice
I'll just
fishing
take,
pictures.
or I'll just take old videos and take a bunch of them and collab them together.
Yep.
And make new videos during the summer.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how much I was a couple days ago. I was watching, and I was scrolling through, and I saw a bunch of videos. I'm like, how many does this guy do every day?
I do a lot. Like I try to be consistent. You know, like that's the one thing, you got to be consistent. You can't some people post just on the weekends or whatever. I try to be consistent where people see my stuff.
Right. I try to put a video a day, and I'm struggling. Not struggling to make the video. It just sometimes you just got, people think that 7-second video isn't. It can take some time to put that.
I know.
Make it look pretty. If you're adding filters to it, if you're adding sound to it, if you're adding words to it, and tagging people and all that kind of stuff, then putting across all of the platforms.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could put something on TikTok that went everywhere, or vice versa.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That is
I'm
true.
sure there's probably something.
So like I use certain apps, and then I'll sit there and take that video and transfer it over, and then you can copy and paste. I do that a lot.
Right. So what's your app that you use to make most of your videos?
I use TikTok and CapCut is the most that I use back and forth.
Mm-hmm. That's the same. I use those two as well.
But those are the two that I mainly use. Like when TikTok went down.
Were you okay when that went down?
I was sad because I was like, damn.
Right.
Because TikTok and CapCut both went down at the same time.
Yes.
So I was for a couple days, I was dead in the water trying to figure out new apps and how to use them.
Right. I didn't expect the whole CapCut to go down. I completely blew my mind. They're basically the same company. And I was like, shit. But I already had, for making long form videos, I had a couple other apps on my computer that I just logged into and did them off of there too. But
yeah,
it just makes it so easy. And I know people worry that China's going to get you because your stuff's in TikTok, but all the chips from our phones are from China. So I mean, the shit's already in you. So
I know,
right? So we're all into China deep enough. So if they want to search and find out where I'm walleye fishing and the videos I'm making, fucking have at it.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a.
But like for me, like when I'm making videos and making content, like editing and doing that, or coming up with stuff, like making memes or come up with funny stuff, like I'll have it where I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
And where I'm on a roll, I'm making the videos, and I will just go crazy.
So you don't stop. So if Willie sits down to make a video and you make one, you're like, damn, that was funny, or whatever, and then you got another idea. You just keep banging them out.
Yeah,
you don't just stop.
I'll start writing down my ideas all of a sheet of paper, and I'll just start writing stuff. Or if I see something that I like, then I just kind of like copycat, but I'll screenshot it on
for future,
and then I'll save all that. Like if I come up with an idea for a new shirt, like for my merch, then I'll save that, and I have that in a file for later. That way I have ideas so I don't lose them, because every once in a while you'll get a cool idea, and then later on you'll be like, what was that again?
Right. I had a really good one. Your meme game's gotten pretty good lately.
I know, but then sometimes it's like it's like your brain dead, where you have no creativity and you're just sitting there just like a blank page, like you can't think of anything. And then once I'm on a roll, it's like I need to keep going, or like as soon as I lose my creativity, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, I get stuck sometimes in the words if I want to put labels on something, and I'll have the video all done, everything's done, and I'll just sit there and stare at it for an hour, going, I gotta put something on here to make some. Sometimes it seems like, so what tips do you have for people that are making videos to make better videos?
Make it catchy. I mean, you can't.
So are you long, short, add music? What do you think?
Add music, do something catchy to get people's attention, because a lot of people are scrolling through, like on TikTok. You scroll through, and if something doesn't grab your attention when they're in the first 3 seconds, boom, done. You're scrolling through. You need to get something catchy.
Right.
So I've seen so many good videos out there on TikTok and on Facebook or Instagram where they're too long, and you're just sitting there waiting for the good part.
The little thing to speed forward to see if you can get them to go forward.
Yeah, it's like speed forward. Like I've taken a video of me, here's another one. I had a picture of me catching a 27-inch walleye, and I posted the video from beginning to end. I got 2,000 views. I took that same video, cut it, where you can see the fish coming under the ice, coming up through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Like 400,000 views. Just same video.
Like, get to the point quicker.
Yeah, you get to the point quicker, and then you got to catch people's attention.
Right. Yeah. But you also have ones that are just random ass landscape that do well too.
I know.
Why is that? Just because it looks cool, or
I think so. I don't know why people
the
like
music.
Like the music. I mean, that's one thing too, is the music. I've sat there and had an awesome video with all the editing, everything's done. I just need to have music, and I'm sitting there for like a half hour just trying to find the right one.
It is funny. I do find music, and I like the songs in my head. I'm trying to figure out what it's called. Right? You're like, I got a song. I got a song in this video.
I've done that a couple of times where I couldn't remember the name of the song, so I just go on like Spotify or go on Google and type in like a part of the lyrics that I remember in my head, and then I'm like, oh, that's the song. You're like, that's it.
That's funny. What's the best or the easiest platform to work on between Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook? Hey listeners, let's talk outdoor streaming. What is the best outdoor streaming platform out there? Well, it's simple. It's Fix TV. Not only do they have this great program, but they have all kinds of hunting and fishing shows along with some weaponry shows. So when you get bored and need something to do, get your fix with Fix TV. And when you're done with that and you have that fix to get out in the outdoors, jump on therealshot.com and get everything you need to satisfy your fix.
What's the easiest one to work with?
Yeah.
Probably Facebook.
Facebook.
Yep. I think the harder is Instagram. I think Instagram's a little harder, and TikTok is getting harder.
Oh, it's getting harder for views. That's
getting hard for views.
Something's changed.
Something has changed. And I honestly think Facebook bought out TikTok.
I think so too.
I think so too. And they're just keeping it quiet because I'm noticing things. It's changed. It's not the same ever since the little
once the reboot.
The reboot.
Right. Everything's been slightly different, and things that were successful, because I mean that's the thing too. What I've noticed is like everyone has their own like algorithm, and you have to learn how to make it something successful. Like TikTok is kind of one way. I figured out through trial and error, hey, I can have this kind of views videos if I do this. Facebook, I'm still trying to figure that out. Instagram, same way, and they all have their own little idiosyncrasies.
They do. Like I figured out TikTok, and then I transitioned to Facebook, figured that out. But now I'm trying to figure out, Instagram to get, that up and, better. And then same thing with my YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's that's a different fucking animal.
It's completely a different animal. Like, wow.
The amount of SEO and all that back stuff that I've been trying to learn and watching videos on that to get better on YouTube. And I'm just like, and the one thing I do like about YouTube that you can't do, I don't know if you can do it on Facebook, but you can't do it on TikTok, is that you can constantly change what you have your video out there as.
Yes.
So like I can go in my video, and if I have fishing with Willy May today, and I put it out there, I can go back and change to see if I can get the SEO to work better and all my tags or my hashtags or in the. I love that because I can kind of mess around and see. Okay, I'm trying to get a fishing video out, so I'll obviously put fish in there, tons of stuff, and kind of change around. I do like that. It's kind of more of a game for me.
Yeah.
I'll log them like, what will work today, and I'll have this video and I'll put it up for like 12 hours, see what happens, and then I'll go back and change it and add a word or two after I figure things out.
I've had videos or something that didn't go good, like I got no views on it, then I'll take it down and then I'll redo something and I'll put it back up. Right.
Because the videos generally are, it's weird. Like you said before, it's just that catchiness and what gets that person to watch that video for longer than.
Like there was a couple posts I did like last week, and I had one like, and it was funny. Like to me, it was funny. And I got one like, and I'm like, that's it?
Yeah. Those are the worst.
Just one?
Those are the worst where you're I got a banger today. I'm going to put this banger out. I'm going to smile because I have 10,000 views in a couple hours. And you're like, go back, you're like 198.
I know.
I'm like, that's really funny, people.
So
you watch this.
I'll take it down. Like the one post I took down, I was like, really? One like, and it was hilarious. So I took it down, and I'm going to save it for a rainy day and post it again and see what happens.
Are you going to change it all or just...
I'm going to post the exact same way.
Same thing.
Exact same thing, but I'm just going to wait maybe,
And you don't care about time or nothing. You put them out. You're not a big, gotta go at certain times.
I am a big time guy.
Oh, you are a big time guy?
Yes.
So what's your time? Do you divulge?
In the morning.
Morning, yep.
So you think about it, people are waking up in the morning.
Yep.
And what do people do right away in the morning?
They're crapper scrolling.
Yep, they're on their phone. They're sitting in bed, waking up, scrolling through their phone. So between 6:30 and 8 o'clock, I try to post something, and then people are doing stuff around noon, around lunch, and then the afternoon I try to do like 4 o'clock or 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then I'll post all the way up to, I think the latest I'll post is like 10 o'clock at night.
The only time I post at 10 if I've been drinking and I shouldn't have posted it.
Yeah, I know.
That's that can be bad. That can be bad sometimes.
Yeah.
So going through what fishing wise, does it matter what kind of video you're making? If it's walleye versus northerns, does it really matter what the content is, or just how you're delivering it to them?
I think it's how you deliver it to them. I mean, we've had videos of us doing just drilling. Like I've had the video of me just taking the tip up, and I'm putting the weight on it and letting it spool down to the bottom. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. And I don't do anything, and I do good. Or the ice report videos, like, just people love the ice report videos.
Do you worry about divulging too much, or do you not care
about the volume?
No, about divulging too much, like telling people where you're at, or do you keep that stuff out? Or shorelines, things like that, because some people, turn around in certain ways and do that kind of stuff.
Yes and no. Like sometimes I try to be discreet and hide. And then sometimes it's like, I don't care. Like I got spots where I try to keep secret.
Yep.
And like if there's anything in the background, like a landmark, I will not show it.
Right.
Like I'll film down or a different way where you can't really tell where I'm at. And then I've got some spots where I'm like, I don't care. Like there's this one lake I fish. It's like everybody goes there, everybody fishes there, and it's like, I don't care.
I find that ironic that you say that you film away from the background, because I went fishing with you once and you used a log for GPS spot.
Yes.
Which to me seems kind of
I know.
the opposite. I'm just going to put a big fucking log by my tip up.
I did, because we got that snow. We got snow. So I kind of couldn't see where my old holes were. So I kind of knew ballpark, you know. So I just took this log and was like, dude, right there. That's the spot.
I just thought it was a random log out there, and he was like, no, that's my marker. And I'm like, fair.
I know, it was kind of funny because you looked over, like, oh, this random log. He's like, no, that's my golden hole right there. I've caught 7 big walleye out of there.
That's funny.
And we put one right next to it too.
Yeah.
We didn't catch anything out of that one that day.
That's fine. So do you have any issues with people following you now that not following you, but following you physically around the lakes and stuff? Is that become an issue? I've
had one person find me because I put it out there on social media that, I was out there on that lake and we're all set up. And I posted a video, and you can kind of see our shack, which is, the shack, in there. And this guy shows up on a four-wheeler, probably less than 100 yards from us. And my messenger goes off on Facebook, and he's like, hey, are you on Petenwell? I was like, yeah, why? Are you to the right of me? I was like, I took a picture of the four-wheeler, and I'm like, is that you? And he's like, yeah. We started upriver, and we came all the way down looking for you.
Wow.
I mean, I've had some people, they do follow me a little bit, or that's why, I'll park my truck at my buddy's place and we'll take his truck.
There you go.
Sometimes, we have multiple shacks. Ryan's got 5 different shacks and I've got 3.
There you go.
So we rotate and we use different vehicles. You've seen, the e-bike.
Yep.
I mean, that's how we get around on the lake on late season and early ice.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's the one thing that and you don't have anything crazy wrapped or nothing, but when people know where it's a smaller community, so it's not like you're fishing a big city, or you're not fishing Winnebago or Green
no, there's
Bay
nobody out there.
There's not a lot of people.
No, literally, we're the only ones on the lake. If you go out there on the weekends, you'll see some people, but during the week, you'll be the only person out there on the whole lake.
Yeah.
You'll get some. I'll call them there's a couple shantytown spots that and there'll be a little smaller groups there, but that's it. But other than that, you're by yourself. You won't see a person, nobody near you at all, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. But that also makes it easier for them to find you too, I feel like.
Oh yeah. if I'm looking for someone, I'll go to like 3 different boat launches and be like, there he is, you know?
That's crazy. So what's the end game for your content? Are you looking to do other things with it, or what are you looking to just keep going?
I'm gonna keep going. I'm expanding. I got some more stuff coming up this summer. Working on a like social media, like digital platform, like room, like a dedicated area now, so I can do other stuff. And working on that. Working on merch, stuff like that.
Gotta have merch.
Yep. Working on that. It's a work in progress right now.
That's a lot too.
It's a lot. And I'm working. I got a kid, you know, like she's like 18 months now,
right?
You know, so she's starting to like run around, you know, but you know, it's hard. I mean, you're juggling a job. I'm juggling a full-time job.
Yep.
You know, I got a wife and kid. I got a house to take care of. I got 30 chickens to take care of. And, you know, and I'm juggling all the social media.
That's a lot too. And you're obviously monetized, so you're doing well. I'm not going to ask you what you're making, but you're making money.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I think within a couple of years, I'll be able to do social media full time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the end goal. That's my end goal right now, is to get to that point where I can go fishing full time in the winter. And then during the summer, I'll go help my mom in the bakery.
Yeah.
You know?
Only in the winter though, huh? You don't want to go. Of course, though, if you were doing that though, and you chase the ice, that's a long freaking time too. Because I mean, there's guys that are still ice fishing, aren't they?
I don't know, but like, you know, like I would be going to like Alaska, you know, somewhere up there, and then
start all the way down.
Because you think about it, you can probably ice fish from November to almost May.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If you go to the right spot.
What's the old duck hunting show they used to have? The flyaway guys, but they would start and they would follow the migration. Yeah, all the way up in Canada, and they would follow it all the way down the Mississippi till it came all the way out. That was pretty cool. You can do the same basic thing.
Yeah.
Just follow the ice as you go down.
Yep. And I like to get more into summer fishing, you know, but right now it's like I work way too much during the summer, you know, like I have my long week and a short week. So on my long week, I'm working like 105 hours, you know, and then on my short week, I'm working like 24 to 30.
Right. Yeah. We all juggle what we're going to do. You don't take any time off in the summer.
No.
You save everything for the winter.
I save all my vacation, all my PTO for winter.
And then me, I'm the complete opposite. I work winter and save all my stuff for the summertime.
No, I'd rather be on the ice. Like I'll go on benders.
So the cold obviously doesn't bother you.
Sometimes. Like there's like that point where to me it's like, why am I here? There's been a couple times where I've been on the ice where I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like it's like 50-mile-an-hour winds, blizzard, can't see, or it's like so cold.
Yeah, the wind's the worst, I think, when the wind's blowing, because if you're in a shack, the thing's making so much noise, it's slapping your back, it's whatever it's doing.
Yeah.
You can't quite ever get warm, it seems like, and then your holes are always freezing up or blowing snow in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would rather be out on a boat when it's 60.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I like that. I don't know. I love wintertime, like the snow, the cold, the ice. But there's a point where it gets like too cold. Like -20 is for me is too cold. Like
there was a point this year where I went out one day and it was cold and I was just gonna, you know, I fished in the shack and whatever, it's not that bad. But then it gets so cold you don't even want to move.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I shouldn't even be out here.
Yeah.
Go home.
There's been like numerous times where we went out there and put the shack up, like drilled the hole, and we're like, okay. And then Ryan would throw the live scope down and be like, all right, this is the spot. And then we'll set up and we won't catch anything. He's like, want to move? It's like, mm-mm.
Right.
Like, I don't want to move.
I'm here for the day.
Like, I'm not moving.
Right. Yeah, that's something. I mean, I'm getting older, so the cold is kind of, it not really bothers me. There's just so much other stuff that you have to deal with, I feel like.
Yeah.
You're packing everything on a little bitty car. You're moving, or, you know, 4-wheeler, so you're packing everything back and forth in a boat. Everything just stays in there with you.
Yep.
But it's nice getting to go wherever you want, though. I kind of feel that driving across just a blank white desert is kind of
it's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I had somebody come up from Texas that found me on TikTok, that wanted to come up and try ice fishing. I told him, I was like, you fly up here, you pick some dates, and he came up, and he really came up from West Texas, and
Wow.
he's never been up here ice fishing. He came out with me for 4 days. We went fishing.
Yeah. How did you do?
He did good.
Hey.
First day we went pike fishing. I think, the first day we went pike fishing. He did good. Then we went walleye fishing, and then the third day we went, I think we went walleye fishing again, and he did good. Like, I let him get every single fish, and he
That's
was
cool.
like, this is new to me. He's never walked on the ice before. Like, for him it was different. But
Right.
and he's like, what do I need to bring? I was like, warm clothes. And it was cold that week. It was like 0, like negatives, with the wind. Like, I kind of felt bad for him because the week prior it was like super nice, and then after he left, it warmed back up again. But like that
Brought
week,
the cold up.
that week he was like here, it was like cold.
Well, then you got the full experience though. Then
He did,
that's pretty crazy. So, do you travel fish at all?
yes.
Where some places have you been?
We went to Detroit Lakes this year. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
The first day we were there, we had an absolute blast. Like,
Yeah.
we caught so much fish, and then like our guide, like, because we rented the ice castle from him,
Nice.
and then like he had like put us up in a spot, and then he left, and we were like right away just sending him pictures. He's like, "Are you catching them right now?" I was like, "Yes." Like, we were there for not even 10 minutes, and I hear Mario yelling and hooting and hollering inside the ice castle, and he pulls out a 27
Wow.
in the first 10 minutes. Like, this was nuts.
That's crazy.
And it was cool because the pike there, the colors were so different,
Oh.
like darker, like more white and darker.
Yep.
It was cool.
So, how was the ice castle?
From my experience, we need to get a bigger one.
Oh.
We need to get a bigger one.
Too tight.
I thought it was too crowded. I think
How many people did you have?
we had 4 people, and it was a 4-sleeper. So it was kind of tight. I
Yeah.
honestly, like, with all the gear, you think about it and all that,
Yeah, I suppose.
I wish we would have got a bigger ice castle. And then my bed, my bunk, was at the top, and I couldn't get down or couldn't get up. So Ryan had to like pick me up and put me in the bunk.
Was it extra warm up there too, or no?
It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like you guys had a blast out there.
we had a blast. And like the second day was we caught fish throughout the day, and then that's coming into the third day. We had a storm system coming.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't catch no walleye, no pike.
And just turn it off on
Just
you.
done. And and then we had the aqua view on the
Yep.
screen, and we can see so much perch. Like, so then we just transitioned over to perch.
Yep.
We sat there and just started pulling perch out, and we limited out all 4 of us.
That's awesome. I mean, it's got to be. I've never done the ice castle thing. I've been wanting to do it. I keep saying every year I'm going to do it. And I don't.
Why don't we do it next year?
I'm going to do it then. Do that.
That'll be a blast. I had a great time up there.
Yeah.
I think next time though, I'm gonna rent the big one
The
though.
bigger one.
That way we have like more more space. I just
gotcha.
felt like I was too crowded.
I suppose you have 4 guys, 4 gears, and they're kind of skinny in general.
Yeah.
And if it's a 4-sleeper, it means probably you were sleeping on a.
There was 2 bunks on one end, and then they had the like a full size bed that went up and down
Yep.
on the thing. And like one person would sleep on the bottom where like the table would fold out,
Oh, I gotcha.
and then that was on top. So
They're super cool though. I don't know if I could have ever afford one, or not if I could afford one. It's that like it would be worth to have it. You know what I mean?
true.
Around here by us, because we just don't have the solid
No,
ice. Like they
no,
used to
there's
have.
no way. If I lived up in like Lake of the Woods, Upper Red, like way up that way,
Right.
I mean, it'd be worth it for me to
Yeah.
buy one.
Or maybe northern Wisconsin, maybe Hayward area.
Maybe
Hayward's
like a
good stuff.
smaller one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would if I lived up there.
and they're super cool. I would try to. I wanted to talk my wife into one. So I'm like, well, if I can't use it ice fishing, then we can just drop it at a campground or Airbnb it or whatever for the summertime for whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't even know if I'd really use it ice fishing. I see people every now and then. There was a guy that had one on Winnebago, and he had a hell of a time getting over the bridges, but they're just not the ice anymore. You get a couple, 2 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, and
Well, even was it last year? I didn't even get my truck out on the ice,
Mm.
like 2 years ago or whatever. I didn't even
Right.
get my truck out because the ice was so crap.
right,
And then like this year, I was able to get my truck out 3 weeks.
that's pretty good.
Not bad. I mean, it's nice because like you get the truck out there, you can throw all the gear in the back of the truck, the grill, everything,
Right.
and then you don't have to
Oh, it makes it so much easier to just
Oh,
drive.
I know. Just drive out. Way nicer, I think, anyways.
You came over and fished by us this year too. You came over for a Poigan day.
Yep. Poigan was awesome. It was different. Poigan was...
Which I find funny because if I ask 100 people about Poigan, I don't think I would get Poigan was awesome out of most of them.
So it was so...
You guys had just the perfect day.
I think we did, because literally, like, Ryan was like, okay, well, I think this is the spot we should fish. And it was only like 9-10 feet.
Yep.
Like, it was like, to me, like, that's shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I set up our tip up, we set our lines in. And it was funny because I was like, man, this like sucks. Because we were there for like 20, 30 minutes and never got a flag, no bite, no nothing.
Were you guys jigging all or just straight tips?
The one guy, Dave, was with us. He was jigging.
Yep.
And then Ryan had 2 lines in and he was jigging. And I had all 3 of my lines. There was a pressure ridge. And I ran all 3 of my lines all the way down that, like right on the edge of that pressure ridge.
The old pressure ridge trick.
Yep. And then a half hour, not even half hour, it was fish, fish, fish. And we're just pulling walleyes out left and right. And the guys next to us were getting pissed.
Right. I thought it was funny. I knew you guys were out there, and then I see this picture, this fabulous picture of an e-bike with walleyes just hanging off the back of the e-bike.
Yep.
Which is pretty awesome. And then later on, the video of you guys getting dragged across the lake was pretty funny.
Yeah, because we that e-bike can, like, it pulled.
I can't believe it can pull all you guys.
It did.
Dave's a pretty big dude.
Dave is a big dude. Like, I wouldn't say Dave's a big dude.
He's a lot bigger than you.
Yeah, I know.
He's about more like my size. And
yeah,
I'm like,
so we had Dave on the back with his shack, and then we had our shack, and I was sitting on that with all of our gear, and then Ryan was pulling the on the e-bike and driving it, and he pulled us like nothing.
That's crazy. Are the tires studded?
Yes. So the first year, we didn't want to spend money on the screws. You know, it's like the professional way.
Yeah.
So we took old ice cleats and zip tied them to the tires. That's how we did that the first year.
It worked though.
It did. And then we found on Amazon that you can buy those stud like Velcro. So instead of you like studding the tires
for good,
you know, you can put those Velcro on there, and it works awesome.
That makes sense. So yeah, you came over and Poigan and caught fish in your first occurrence there.
Huh?
You came over to Poigan and caught fish on your very first time over there.
Yes. It was weird. Like, it was a different way of fishing because, like, everybody was jigging. Like, everybody's using, like, ripping wraps or just doing whatever.
Yep, jigging wraps.
And I'm using old school way.
Old school tip-ups and live bait.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I wonder if that's the stuff comes back because there's a lot of noise that goes with other things. Right, if you're jigging and doing all that stuff, you got a live scope going, you got a Vexlar going, something's pinging them, something's making the fish.
And it's like it was that shallow, you know, like you know how like I've heard rumors about that where it's like shallow with the live scope and all that. It scares the fish away.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've been out there when I've had it on, and I see them coming in, and then it gets a point where they just all of a sudden they just scattered. I'm like, I don't get it, and then turn them off and go old school Vexlar, and then they seem to keep coming through. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but I mean,
I don't know.
That stuff does send out pulses everywhere. It does send things out, so it's not like it's not doing something. I'm doing something to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Right? Got a bunch of fish getting hit with.
Well, yeah, our first day on Poigan was great.
That's crazy.
Like I definitely want to go back.
That
to
almost
Poigan
makes
again.
me angry. It makes me angry with you because me and Poigan don't get along very well, and I live 15 minutes from it, and I just.
Well, don't worry. I marked the spot on my GPS so we can go back to that spot again.
I just, I don't know. It just doesn't, me and the lake have never gotten along. So maybe that just, do you have a lake like that? A lake that just doesn't like you? A place you don't like going?
Like Castle Rock. Like literally you got Lake Peatmall and then you have Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have luck on Castle Rock. Why? I don't know. Like maybe I need to learn it better. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just like, you know, Castle Rock is right down the road.
Right.
And I just think I need to learn it more.
Yeah, there's only a dam that separates you, right?
Because I'll go down there and I'll catch little ones. But then I can go to Peatmall and catch Slobosauruses.
Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody has it. Like, I don't know why Poigan. I mean, I fished it growing up as a kid. We seem to do fine. I mean, I've caught fish out there and had good days, but a lot out of all the places, I seem to zero there more often. They're not catch nothing more often than anywhere else.
Well, I see all these people go to Peatmall and like they either A, they don't catch anything, or B, all they catch are small ones.
Yeah.
And then they see me out there, you know, our group, and we're catching slot walleyes all day long.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing for us to go out there and catch a slot. Like, there's nothing for us to go out there and catch a slot.
Right.
Where all these other people are going out there struggle busting.
But you guys are out there a lot too, though.
We do.
You fished a ton. You're out there all the time. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, everybody has a like, can't want nothing to do with it. And maybe because I have such a negative attitude towards it, maybe. Like I'll get on the lake, I'm like, I hate you. I don't know why I'm here. But yeah, but it's like, so for us, it's one of the first lakes that freezes for walleyes around us. So it always freezes a couple weeks before.
And then like the bait, like it's beginning of the season, only thing you would bite on are rosy reds. And then they transition them to the medium shiners. And then after that, they transition to something else, which I'm not going to say, but they transition to another type of minnow.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that would bite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only thing that would bite.
That's crazy.
And like, we would call around the bait shops, like, hey, you got these? Nope. Got these? Nope. We'd be traveling around. Like, we wouldn't even go out fishing unless we had those minnows.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's kind of weird how they'll transition from different types of minnows that they'll bite on. Because we've had it where, you know, I'll run shiners and then Brian will run the other one.
Yep.
And his
wins.
Boom, 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 all day long. Mine, not even, I won't even get a flag. And then I'll go over and switch over what we were using. And then all of a sudden, my tip-ups will just start popping, all of them.
Right. I mean, yeah, find what they're biting on, right? Everybody switch to it. You add stuff to your tips too as well, don't you?
Yep.
Which is weird for me to see out of a walleye guy growing up. It was always the smallest hook you could find and nothing else. You run almost like a northern harness on some of them sometimes.
Yep.
What's that all about?
They just work. I just started, I don't know. I just started using them and they work.
Were they meant for walleyes? Are they meant for walleyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because like I use the exact same setup for pike, and I use the steel, and all he did was, because I'm working with Plum Creek Custom Tackle. Yeah. All he did was transition those over to fluorocarbon.
Okay.
I'm using the exact same setup.
It's crazy to me. That's a lot of stuff. I mean,
I know.
They definitely know it's there.
Yeah, because I use a lot of bling, you know. But I'm big on colors.
Yeah.
Like, certain colors bite all the time.
Do you have a favorite color that you want to talk about or no?
It would be that yellow green color.
Like a chartreuse?
Yep.
There you go. That's a pretty.
And you know, I've also noticed is everybody fishes different. Like, your setup for walleye or pike is different than any other person. Like, I've seen some weird setups, and even people look at me are like, that doesn't work. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'll prove it to you.
I mean, I guess there's a reason why it's on the market, right? I mean, if it's on the market, if no one was catching nothing off it, they wouldn't be selling them very long.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anybody use what you use for walleyes. It just blew my mind. I'm like,
I've had people message me from like Upper Red or Lake of the Woods and be like, hey, we saw your video. I just can't figure out what you're using. I'm interested. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll show you.
Right.
Because it's different.
You tell them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or because now I'm working with Plum Creek Custom Tackle, working with him, Joe, and I'll just send them over there.
There you go.
Because he's making the same rigs I'm using.
Right.
Yep.
That's crazy that way.
Because a lot of people just use just clear line, a little split shot, and like a number 10 or number 12 hook.
Yeah, that's this guy.
You know, and then that's it. But
my difference is it's either a red hook or a black hook. That's the only difference I have on my tips.
You know what works best for me?
What's that?
A white treble hook. You can find a white treble hook. I have better luck with white than any other color.
Really? Yeah, I mean, it's so many different variables in whatever you're doing. We're fishing, even from lake to lake or thing to, just the fact that you guys came over from Fishing Peatwell came over. Did you use those on? Okay,
I'm using.
If you want to know what to use, you got to listen to this again.
Yeah, but I use the exact same setup from every single lake I go to. Like every single lake I go to, I use the exact same setup. But when we went up to Detroit Lake, even he was like, never seen anything like this before. I was like, well, I can hook you up. And I always keep extras with me. I'm like, here you go. You can try these out.
Right. That's cool. That's I mean, I guess it's when you get into a different area and
it's something different.
Yeah, they're fishing, seeing the same shit over and over again.
It's like
give them something else.
Like if you're eating chicken all the time and then you see a steak and you're like, I want that.
I want that steak. Yeah. I don't care if there's bling on it or not.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. Is there anything else coming up you want to talk about? Or anything on your mind?
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, I don't think.
When are you going back and doing some lives? We haven't seen you on lives for a while.
I know. I do.
What's
well,
the deal, man?
I don't know, dude. I went on live a couple times the last couple months. Nobody was on.
No.
Nope.
I think it's a TikTok thing.
I think it's a TikTok thing. And then I tried doing the Facebook live, and that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
A little bit. And then I got kicked out of the live, and I realized that you can't have music playing in the background.
Ooh.
I had my radio playing in the background, and then the live was going good, and because I had the radio on the background for background music.
Yep.
Boop, kicked me out.
Right. You need a house band, Ryan. You need a house band.
Yes.
House band for your live, just in the background, just playing away.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but the whole like TikTok live, it's like in the wintertime it was going great, and all of a sudden it's just like I'll go on live and there's like nobody there.
Right. I did it fishing once, and it was actually a lot of fun when you're by yourself. I was out a couple days by myself, so I just put on live, and it was. I caught fish, passed the time. It's cool catching fish on live. People can see it; they like it.
Like was it Chris Fish Outdoors?
Yep.
He goes live all the time. I don't know how he does it, but
yeah,
like he's always on live. Like
that is correct. I've always wanted to go up there with him and fish when he's on live, but I just never.
He came down. I had Chris Fish Outdoors, Aiden Outdoors, and a bunch of those guys came down. And right before they came down, I got super sick. And they're like, come out fishing. I was like, nope.
Yeah. I'm going to keep that. And that strain.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
We've been trying to do this for a long time. For a long, long time.
Yep.
Hopefully in the future. Yeah, we'll do it in the future. Get your studio set up at home. We can do it more often. We can do weeklies.
Exactly.
We can do weeklies. All right. Well, if you're looking to be on Walleye Chronicles, hit me up on my socials at Matt Snell or at Smile and Fish. Always remember to hit the subscribe button for whoever it is, for if it's Fixed TV, for anybody you're watching. Hit subscribe. It helps all those people out. And remember, there's 2 things you can do every day to make somebody's day better. 1 is give them a smile, and 2, take them fishing. Thanks a lot.